we must right now be much more intentional and thoughtful about how we are impacting others with our emotions and with our behavior, because we're spending so much time with each other. These impacts are going to start to add up. And so even if we're really stuck in small spaces with each other, finding some space alone, some space where people can just breathe and cultivate mindfulness. There's tremendous research on the benefits of simple breathing techniques to just center people in their bodies and stay as regulated as possible to minimize family conflict and so forth. I think that's a really important piece of the puzzle right now. For most of my career, I've studied human relationships. And for the past month, the lab and I have completely pivoted to trying to help and understand how relationships are being affected right now by the COVID-19 crisis. Right now, I think we really want to go back to the basic dance steps of relationships. And the basic dance step is for people to talk about, well, I know this is cliched and I know I'm a psychologist, but to talk about how they really feel. To talk about authentically, genuinely what's going on for you. And that's the basic dance step. When one person shows up in that way and talks about how they really feel, and the other person listens and responds well, provides validation and understanding and safety, that's when people feel closer to each other. They feel more connected. That's when oxytocin is released in your system and you feel soothed and cortisol goes down and you feel less lonely. And I think it's really important for people to recognize that if you are one of those people who is just feeling this really strongly, you're sort of waking up every morning and there's just more cortisol floating around in your system than usual, or you're feeling more anxious and overwhelmed and you can't quite put your finger on it, to recognize that this is actually normal. This is how normal human beings react and our bodies react when presented with this kind of situation. We are social beings by nature, and we're not designed to handle social deprivation for long. We will recover when this is over. We'll get back to normal. Most of us will recover and move on without too much impact. But right now, our bodies are reacting strongly, and to recognize that this is actually what bodies do in these situations